A Central Kentucky family waiting for answers. A Lexington native and her husband have not been heard from since the attacks in Brussels, Belgium. What loved ones told us tonight. Authorities are searching across Europe tonight looking for anyone involved in the Belgium attacks. An update on that investigation.
They are scared, so I wish I could be there.
A Belgian student studying in Central Kentucky tells us how she got in touch with loved ones after hearing of the attacks in her home country.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. It looks like sunshine and milder temperatures on the way for tomorrow, but those gusty winds will be sticking around. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Sam. At least it is a warmer wind that is blowing across the Commonwealth of Kentucky out there today. Same trend will carry us tomorrow, albeit with a little more in the way of some cloud cover. Here's the setup. That flow's coming right off the Gulf of Mexico. Big storm, though, that is out across the Rocky Mountains is our Thursday thunder maker across the Bluegrass State. So it's got a lot of real estate to make up as we go through our Wednesday and into Thursday. Ahead of this, it's the windy and the warm flow coming right off the Gulf of Mexico. A little more in the way of some clouds across the Bluegrass State. Defender radar network, though, has absolutely nothing on it. Should stay that way through the overnight and into the day tomorrow. Those temperatures with some clouds out there really not dropping off very much at all. Upper 50s to around 60 degrees. We may be hard pressed in some areas to drop much below the mid 40s tomorrow morning. So 40s to start, upper 60s to maybe some low 70s if you can get enough sunshine tomorrow afternoon. But it's one of those days where we're going to fight a little bit of cloud cover out there, but it should be a dry day just without that deep blue sky like what we had today. Focus at the forecast. When I come back at 11:13, we'll track the changes that include those thunderstorms for Thursday. Sam, it's a brand new hour-by-hour forecast that will time those thunderstorms into where you live. Again, 11:13.
They're trying to stay positive and have faith, but tonight family members tell us they still have not heard from a Lexington native and her husband. The couple's been missing since the terror attacks in Brussels, Belgium. They say that Stephanie and Justin Schultz were at the Brussels airport with her mother, Carolyn Moore, who was flying home to Kentucky when a bomb exploded this morning. Tonight, Garrett Weimer talked to Stephanie's aunt. He's at the live desk to begin our top story team coverage. Garrett.
It's been a trying day. Family members gathered at the Lexington home of Gary Moore, Stephanie's father, and Carolyn Moore's husband, just to be together. Stephanie's aunt told me they've watched news coverage of the attacks for hours, searching faces in the crowd, looking for Stephanie and Justin, and looking for answers.
We were hoping we would hear something immediately that Stephanie and Justin had gotten to their car or had gotten home or had somehow gotten out of that airport.
Instead, they're still waiting, separated by thousands of miles and an ocean of uncertainty.
My daughter lives in Brussels, and I was going back to the States. I came to visit her.
Carolyn Moore was waiting to check in at the Brussels airport on her way back home to Lexington when an explosion rocked the terminal. She hasn't seen her daughter and son-in-law since.
I've called, or my husband called, the American Embassy, and they're looking for her too.
Betty Newsom heard what happened, but seeing her sister Carolyn in Belgium on our news at noon was emotional.
It was, one, very heart-wrenching to see her that far away in a foreign country alone and not to be with her, but it was also a relief to be able to actually see her face and to realize that she was not seriously injured or injured at all.
Now they still wait for word about Stephanie and Justin, and even as the hours pass, still hope to see them soon.
We love Stephanie and Justin and Carolyn and are praying that we can get them back to Kentucky and Tennessee quickly.
Newsom says now they're trying to figure out how to get Gary Moore to Brussels in the next couple of days so he can be with his wife. They ask folks to pray for them as they wait for any news. At the live desk, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. Now, authorities say the death toll from today's attacks in Brussels now stands at 34. More than 200 others were injured. 2 bombs exploded at the city's airport and a third at a subway station near the European Union headquarters. The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for today's attacks. Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest from Brussels.
Passengers ran in panic after a bomb exploded in the departures area of Brussels International Airport Tuesday morning. A second blast followed.
It was very loud, yes. It was not something that fell on the ground, or something like that. It was, you felt kind of shock.
Belgian police say these are the suspects. Investigators believe the two men in black blew themselves up. They wore gloves that may have hid detonators. There's a manhunt for the third suspect, the one in white, wearing a hat. About an hour later, a bomb tore through a subway station that serves the European Parliament.
We received a big blast of air, and the train stopped.
People scrambled through the dark tunnels to safety.
Belgian security forces have been conducting raids here in Brussels. In one of them, investigators say they found an explosive device with nails, chemicals, and an ISIS flag.
Americans are among the injured, including 3 missionaries from Utah. One of the blasts at the airport also knocked 37-year-old Seb Bellin to the ground. The Belgian businessman played college basketball in Michigan. His father spoke to his son on the phone.
He saw people dead and people dying. So I'm sure that will stay with him for the rest of his life.
Belgium's prime minister warned more attacks could be coming. He has called for 3 days of official mourning. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Brussels.
Some Belgians studying here in central Kentucky tell us they've been keeping a very close eye on the latest developments back home. An Eastern Kentucky University student from the Brussels area says she spent much of the day trying to contact friends and family in Belgium. Monique Blair continues our top story team coverage.
Margot Lacroix is a freshman tennis player at Eastern Kentucky University. She is also an international student studying here from Belgium. She says what happened in her home country Tuesday morning is life-changing. This morning when I woke up, I saw my friends posting things on Facebook, and so I checked it online and I saw that there was a terrorist attack in Brussels. An ocean away from her family and friends, Margot Lacroix says when she heard about the attacks in Belgium, she expected the worst. So I texted my parents, and first they didn't answer. They answered 1 hour later, so during 1 hour I was like, oh my God, maybe something really bad happened to my family. Lacroix's loved ones were not hurt, but she says now, during this difficult time, she wishes she could be home. I have friends that go to college in Brussels, and today they didn't go. Everything is closed and they are scared, so I wish I could be there. Lacroix is no stranger to the Brussels airport, a place she has flown to and from often, a place she says she has always felt safe. Until now. When it happens in your hometown, like in your country, you realize that it can happen to everyone, and that it can happen to you too, actually. And that's the feeling that I didn't have before. In Richmond, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky says the United States needs tougher restrictions on who is allowed to come into this country. He talked about the Belgium attacks during a town hall event in Muhlenberg County today. The Republican says he supports background checks for those visiting the U.S.
I think we have to have more vetting and more screening of those who want to visit America and those who want to move to America. I think we've been too open with letting just anybody come.
In a statement, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky said that Americans are saddened and horrified by the attacks, and he sent condolences to the victims and their families. Keep checking your website, WKYT.com, for updates on the Belgium terror attacks. You'll also find the latest information on the WKYT News app. Tonight, we're waiting on the results from 3 contests being held out west in the presidential campaign. The Arizona presidential primary drew long lines as some people waited 2 hours in some places to vote. Utah voters have also had long lines at their caucus sites. Idaho Democrats also held a caucus today. Arizona has the most delegates at stake today, with the Republican winner taking all 58 of them. The Democrats will divide 75 delegates in Arizona. New tonight, Georgetown College fans gathering at restaurants around the Bluegrass to watch the Tigers in the men's NAIA National Championship game. Georgetown played Mid-America Christian tonight in Kansas City. The game was only available on the internet, but Galvin's Restaurant in Georgetown showed it for alumni and fans. Unfortunately for the Tigers, the game had a heartbreaking end. Lee Kay will have highlights coming up shortly in sports. A Lexington business has quite a mess to clean up tonight because of a fire. What firefighters say caused it in 9 minutes. And then it's known for its beautiful view, but vandals have left an ugly mark at a central Kentucky attraction.
We got a problem. We're losing a generation.
It's spreading over county lines like an epidemic, and coroners are preparing for the worst.
I actually was checking into getting more body bags.
Overdoses, a county line in crisis. Thursday at 6 on WKYT. Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
We hid cameras in 2 different cars, the Chevy Equinox with built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi and the Ford Escape without.
Chocolate chip, chocolate chip.
Keep your legs down. Put your legs down, please.
Chevrolet is the first and only car company to bring built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi to cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Equinox for around $169 a month. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Clients come into the office. The government has said, no, I don't believe you. You're not disabled.
The major problem with Social Security disability is that most people who sign up are denied at the initial level. If your claim's denied, don't give up. Call us immediately. We'll appeal your case.
We can do an effective job of representing you that will get you the benefits that you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast, 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Toyota South isn't the #1 or #2 volume Toyota store in the area. I'd like to be. But my dad told me a long time ago, it's not the number of cars you sell, it's the number of satisfied customers you have that makes a difference. We're not in the big city, which means we just have to work harder. We have to keep our overhead low so we continue to sell new Toyotas for less. Choose Toyota South on the bypass in Richmond.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
For the month of March across North America, obviously it's a transition month. You can get a lot of fights going on between spring and winter that is left over, and the map behind me has such a battle that is brewing. Let's start out on a wide note to kind of set the stage for you on where we're going over the next several days. Big area of high pressure, southeastern seaboard, low pressure across the plain states. Winter, spring. Those two are getting together, and they're going to fight it out across the plain states. That's a major snowstorm on one side, may have severe weather out ahead of it over the next couple of days. For us, it means windy and mild weather, not only tonight, but into the day tomorrow as well. Then we get some thunderstorms out of it. Current temperatures, upper 50s to around 60. Cloud cover tonight, getting in a little quicker. Thus, it's keeping those temperatures up as well. We may be hard-pressed tomorrow morning to get much below the 50-degree mark into many areas. Nothing showing up on your Defender radar network. Really not expecting anything until we get into Thursday. That 24-hour planner. Tomorrow, we're going to notice more clouds. You're not going to have the beautiful blue sky all day like what we had today. You're going to keep the winds, and you'll keep temperatures that are mild into the upper 60s. Enough sun where you live, you could creep into the low 70s. So not a whole lot tomorrow on your 3-day threat track. We save all the action for Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening especially. A couple of strong thunderstorms are possible. You got a cold front around here this time of year. Has a lot of wind energy that can at least tap some of that wind energy that's upstairs and bring it down to where we live at the ground, obviously. Although some of our heads are in the clouds at times, huh? We get some thunderstorms around here as we go into the middle of the day on Thursday. A few could be strong, very gusty winds. That's with or without thunderstorms. You could have winds on Thursday that gust greater than 40 miles per hour. Starts you out, new hour-by-hour forecast. Tomorrow morning, pick out the location nearest to you. Let's get after it. Through late tomorrow afternoon, notice how the numbers are a little warmer than what they had earlier. I told you those numbers were cooler than what the model should be indicating. I still think these are cooler. I think we hit 70 southern and southeastern Kentucky. Let's go through Wednesday night. Clouds will thicken up. Could be a shower Thursday morning, but watch what happens. We kind of hold most of the rains off until we get into the late afternoon and evening. Is this a big outbreak of thunderstorms, even on the strong side? No, most of that energy is to our south. Can we get a stronger storm? Yes. We'll have to watch the gusty wind potential. Then look what happens as we go into Friday morning. it turns a lot colder. 30s are showing up into parts of the area. There's an outside chance you start out Friday with a wet snowflake. Now, Friday afternoon's an interesting day. If you keep the clouds, you're 40 to 45. If you at least break out into partly sunny skies, those readings will head toward the 50-degree mark. Saturday morning could be a little frosty again into parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Once we get into Sunday or Saturday afternoon, you're going to like that forecast with temperatures by Saturday that will hit the mid-60s. Easter Sunday itself, another system works our way. Like everything else in life, Sam, it's all about the timing. Right now, the timing suggests late afternoon and evening for the best chance for some showers.
So that does not ruin Easter, it sounds like.
It doesn't unless it speeds up and arrives a little earlier in the day. Of course, it could go the other way and arrive at night.
Subject to be revised.
That's exactly right.
Thanks, Chris.
You bet.
Kentucky's Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Volkswagen. What he wants from the automaker in 7 minutes.
The AOP has had its eye on her for quite some time. We were just waiting for the right moment to move in. The vibe was anything but playful.
Go.
We knew we had to move in fast, but there was a crowd, so we had to play it cool. This is where the years of training paid off. We got the scratch-off ticket to her in the nick of time.
We're agents of play, man.
People think this job is all fun and games, but we take our fun seriously. That's what being an agent of play is all about.
Thank you.
Just doing our job.
Put a little play in your day with scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education.
What truck company do you think offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, best-in-class V8 horsepower, and best-in-class V8 towing?
Chevy.
I'm going with Ram.
Definitely Ford.
The new 2016 Chevy Silverado offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, horsepower, and towing.
They're all Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Get a total value of $7,500 on this Silverado All-Star with a 5.3-liter V8. Plus, find your tag and get $1,000 cash allowance on select Silverado models in stock. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
The boot store is your work boot store. We have pull-on boots, lace-up boots, safety toe boots, waterproof boots, insulated boots, rubber boots, and electrical hazard boots. We have boots for the farmer, the rancher, the construction worker, the factory worker, the electrician, the plumber, and the boss. You will find an unmatched selection of work boots from Ariat, Justin, Thorogood, and Wolverine. We have the best selection of sizes and widths, and we know how to fit you. Get your boots at the boot store on Nicholasville Road.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
We're pleased to announce that we now have Honda in Richmond, which means you can shop and compare the 4 leading brands all in one location. So where else can you shop and compare the 4 best brands, be only minutes from Fayette County, work with one salesperson, and only have to have your car appraised once? For your convenience, out of respect for your time, we now offer Gates Honda, Gates Hyundai, Gates Nissan, and Toyota South, all on the bypass in Richmond.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
New tonight, Lexington firefighters say a smoker accidentally caused a fire at a business. The fire started just after 6 tonight at Bluegrass Trust Company off Lima Drive off Georgetown Street. Firefighters say someone threw out smoking materials and that caused the fire outside the building.
It spread quickly up the side wall and into the roof and the trusses. There was an activated sprinkler head inside, which pretty much kept it in check until we were able to get water on it and extinguish it.
Firefighters say while the fire did cause some damage to the business, they think repairs can be made pretty quickly. No one was injured. New tonight, a Lexington restaurant had to close unexpectedly because of a fire. The fire started this afternoon in the kitchen of the Applebee's in Hamburg. Firefighters say the fire started behind a grill and they quickly put it out. They say no one was injured and there was little damage, but firefighters say the health department will need to inspect the restaurant before it can reopen. They think the restaurant could reopen tomorrow. Vandals left something ugly at a central Kentucky attraction known for its beauty. Many people hike up to the pinnacles in Madison County to enjoy this view. But vandals have been leaving behind graffiti on some of the rocks up there. Berea College owns the land in that area. Forestry workers for the college say the graffiti has become more common in recent years. Now, people who visit the Pinnacles often worry the graffiti will turn some people away.
I mean, it makes it trashy. It's not naturistic when there's permanent paint on a rock that was so cool.
Berea College says they'll have to bring a generator up to the summit to power wash the graffiti off the rocks, but that's not easy to do, and forestry workers are not sure how long that will take. New tonight, funeral arrangements have been set for a family police say died in a murder-suicide. Police in Louisville say that Brad Hettinger killed his wife, Billy, and the couple's young children, 5-year-old Colin and 4-year-old Courtney, before then taking his own life Sunday. The couple lived in Lexington before moving to Louisville. A joint service will be held for Billy Hettinger and the 2 children. Their visitation will be from 3 to 8 Thursday at Betts and West Funeral Home in Nicholasville. The funeral will be Friday morning at 10 at the funeral home. All 3 of them will be buried at Camp Nelson National Cemetery. Tonight, state police have launched an investigation after finding possible human remains in Harlan County. Police say the remains were found in a wooded area at the top of a hill near the Kaywood community about noon today. Police say it could be a few days before investigators can determine what the remains are.
If the coroner's office feels that it is human remains, then that will be sent to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort, which will go further testing and to confirm that and hopefully get a positive identification of the individual.
Now, police say they're not exactly sure if what they found today is related to any open cases that they have. The Kentucky Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Volkswagen. Democrat Andy Beshear claims the automaker's emissions rigging scheme violates the state's consumer protection law. The lawsuit, which was filed in state court, seeks civil penalties of millions of dollars along with restitution for nearly 3,800 vehicle owners in Kentucky. The U.S. Justice Department is also suing Volkswagen for emissions cheating software found in the vehicles. Lee K's in next with sports, and the UK football team back on the practice field this morning. Pretty decent weather for that, Lee K.
It was nice weather out there, and the Wildcats were back at it. Stoops had good things to say about his big boys up front, and it was a finish you'll have to see to believe with Georgetown in the NAIA national title game. That's next in sports.
WKYT's High School Game Time is brought to you by Eastern Kentucky University.
At Gates Nissan in Richmond, we've got a huge selection of new Frontier trucks. Own a 16 Frontier 4x4 extended cab V6 for only $27,990. At Gates Nissan in Richmond, we sell new Nissans for less because we can.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Who invented the Reuben? Putting sauerkraut, marble rye, and corned beef together? That's cray-cray. Then again, somebody had to eat eggs for the first time. Arby's, we have the meats.
At Gates Nissan in Richmond, we've got a huge selection of new Frontier trucks. Own a 16 Frontier 4x4 extended cab V6 for only $27,990. At Gates Nissan in Richmond, we sell new Nissans for less because we can.
Wednesday's Powerball jackpot is $90 million.
Toyota's One for Everyone sales event is on now with great deals on your favorite Toyotas. But hurry, this event ends April 4th. Now get 0.9 financing for 72 months on Camry and Corolla plus $500 bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Good. Stay. Lie down.
I'd like to take this time.
Roll over. Almost. Roll over. Good.
It took Joel Silverman years to become a master dog trainer.
Roll over. Good job.
But only a few commands to master depositing checks at Chase ATMs. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
So, you've got these projects on your list. You've been wanting to update your kitchen, organize your closets, and build the backyard oasis of your dreams. But where do you start? Well, projects solved. The Central Kentucky Home and Garden Show is here. Need a reliable contractor? You'll find them at the show.
Need a landscaping pro? They're here too.
Bring photos of your projects and meet with the experts. Then compare and save with exclusive show-only deals. There's only one place to find it all, next weekend at the Lexington Center.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort, where today you can lease a brand new 2016 Honda CR-V for just $259 a month. Plus, we're going to back all our deals with our 110% price protection guarantee. That's Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
Kentucky Lottery's Keno, the exciting way to have fun every 5 minutes.
Fueling imagination.
Funding education.
Toyota's One for Everyone sales event is on now with great deals on your favorite Toyotas. But hurry, this event ends April 4th. Lease the first ever Toyota RAV4 Hybrid now for just $249 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
It took Georgetown coach Chris Briggs just 2 seasons to get his Tigers to the finals of the NAIA National Tournament, where they won it all back in 2013. Tonight, Briggs with a chance to win his second title in 4 seasons, taking on Mid-America Christian. Georgetown, the #1 overall seed in Kansas City, and the Tigers came out hot from outside. 5 threes to start the game. Tony Kimbrough had 2 of them, 15-7 Georgetown. Late in the half, Jordan Green, the alley-oop to DeAndre McWhorter. Georgetown led 50-39 at the half. Now, Mid-America would pull within 3 to start the second half. Noah Cottrell then delivers the big 3 while falling to the ground. He had 32 points, and this game would go to overtime. 10 seconds left. Georgetown trailing 98-96. Cottrell gets it to Trent Gilbert in the corner for 3. Gives Georgetown the 1-point lead with 4 seconds to play. Gilbert's only 3 points of the game. So last chance for Mid-America. Malcolm Mann dribbles the length of the floor. Gets the shot off from his hip just before the buzzer, and it falls through. Mid-America upsets Georgetown on a game-winning shot in overtime, 100-99. An unreal finish to a great season for the Georgetown Tigers.
They've been a lot of fun all year, you know, and they deserve better, but can't always work out the way you want it to. Like I told our guys, we almost stole it from them by hitting a 3 because they outplayed us. You know, bottom line is they outplayed us. You know, we almost stole it from them with the big 3 by Trent. You know, it's a big shot for him to sit over there on the bench and come in there and make that shot. You know, but they, you know, we just didn't make the plays we needed to make. And 4 seconds left. You know, they go in there and throw a shot in to win the game. It happens all the time.
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, for the 4th time in the past 5 seasons, the UK women have advanced to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. The ladies beat Oklahoma last night by 21 points thanks to a big 4th quarter where the Wildcats outscored the Sooners 23-12. Matthew Mitchell says that this team has placed an emphasis on efficient offense.
We have worked hard on our offense. We've worked hard on our individual skills. We're not a real overly deep team like some teams in the past where we could play 10 or 12 people, but the folks that we have, we don't really have anybody on the team that can't go in the game and give you something.
You can see the Cats take on the Washington Huskies on Friday night, 7 o'clock. Rupp Arena is the place. It's the Sweet 16. You can also catch the action on ESPN2. Former Lafayette big man Jackson Davis has requested for his release at Butler. Davis just completed his 2nd season with the Bulldogs, averaging nearly 3 points a game in 25 appearances this year. Davis will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. Well, after having the week off for spring break, the football Wildcats were back at it this morning. Mark Stoops putting his troops through their 4th spring practice. Coach said that none of his position groups have lived up to his high standards over the past couple of seasons, but he sees improvement. That includes the guys up front on the offensive line.
Through the course of the last couple of years, we're developing some good guys, and we feel like right now there's definitely more bodies in there. We're trying to find the right mix. We feel like certainly we are getting, you know, physically where you need to be inside in particular at the center and the 2 guards. Tackle, we're continuing to work and need some more depth, but overall I think it's definitely an improvement.
Those are some big boys. Morehead State in Kentucky tonight at Cliff Hagan Stadium. The Cats get the sticks going in the first with 2 men on. Riley Mahan, a base hit to right. Storm Wilson and Evan White come on down. 2-0 UK. MSU pitcher Matt Ellenbest takes a shot off the bat of Zach Rex, hits him in the right knee. Rex with the single, plating Gunnar McNeil. Ellenbest would leave after the first. UK tacks on another in the second. Storm Wilson shoots one down the line in right. Tristan Pompey scores, and Wilson winds up with the double. Kentucky with 14 hits. They get the win 10-5. 13th ranked Kentucky softball off to its best start to a season in program history, hosting Northern Kentucky this evening. Katie Reed singles right back up the middle. The ball rolls all the way to the wall. 2 runs score to give Kentucky a 3-0 lead. Now 5-zip in the 5th. Abby Cheek. It's what you call warning track power. A double to score Silver Samuel. Wildcats cruising. Then in the 7th, Brianne Ray puts a cap on it, and it's not coming back. The 2-run shot extends the Kentucky lead to 9-0. That's how it would finish. Kentucky improves to 26-4 on the year with the win. We'll be right back.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Insurance companies demand prompt and full payment of your premiums. Shouldn't you receive prompt and full payment of your claims? When you don't, you know who to call. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
With a heavy-duty welded steel deck and patented smooth track steering, the Hustler Raptor zero-turn mower doesn't play around. It's got the power to turn your weekend to-do list into your weekend to-done list. The legendary Hustler Raptor family starting at just $27.99. Tools, not toys.
Get your Hustler mower at Pat's Garden Center in Stanford and Big M Discount in Whitley City.
For 25 years, I litigated for the nation's largest insurance carriers and trucking companies. Our prior trial experience gives you instant credibility when you retain Golden Law Office. We are a Kentucky law firm with Kentucky trial experience. Call us for a free consultation.
Toyota South isn't the #1 or #2 volume Toyota store in the area. I'd like to be. But my dad told me a long time ago, it's not the number of cars you sell, it's the number of satisfied customers you have that makes a difference. We're not in the big city, which means we just have to work harder. We have to keep our overhead low so we continue to sell new Toyotas for less. Choose Toyota South on the bypass in Richmond.
What we do is not about sickness. It's about living. All of life's moments, big and small. Each triumph and challenge. Because you were made to live and live well. And we're here to make sure you do. Let us show you how care is supposed to be. Lexington Clinic. Your doctors for life.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Now get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, just $99.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
What's the most awarded car company of the year, ranking from top to bottom?
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
There better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this Chevy Cruze Limited for around $179 per month.
See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you, like WKYT on Facebook.
Little beautiful shot there tonight.
Yeah,
as we head
Hamburg
out.
looking good. Windy out there still when we get ready to leave here in, approximately 33 seconds. Not that we're counting it down. But we look at the emoji forecast. End of the day tomorrow with temperatures back into the upper 60s, mix of sun and some clouds. We'll keep those gusty winds. And it's another dry day in the Bluegrass State. Overall, looking good tomorrow.
Oh, you got to feel for the Tigers. I hadn't seen that highlight till you showed it tonight, losing that
That
game.
was the toughest way to finish a national championship. Still a great season for Georgetown.
Guy goes all the way down the court.
Yeah.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Thanks for joining us tonight and staying up late with us. We will see you back here tomorrow on WKYT.